Patchwork of laughter sewn in time, a spool of joy on every line. We chat, we sew, we laugh, we thrive. Stephen and Walter, our life. Sewing tales with every square, buttons falling everywhere. A crooked seam, but who will care? Iron presses lined so neat, friendships quilt can't be beat. Patchwork of laughter sewn in time, a spool of joy on every line. We chat, we sew, we laugh, we thrive. Stephen and Walter, our life. Sewing tales with every square, buttons falling everywhere. A crooked seam, but who will care? Iron presses lined so neat, friendships quilt can't be beat. Patchwork of laughter sewn in time, a spool of joy on every line. We chat, we sew, we laugh, we thrive. Stephen and Walter, our life. Our life.
Stitch by stitch they weave the tale, a patchwork life where laughs prevail. Patterns clash, but who can tell? Quilted chaos suits us well. Stephen and Walter live on air, threading humor, they don't care. Teaching, chatting, pulling strings, life's a quilt of funny things. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around, it's a show where joy is bound. Stephen and Walter live on air, threading humor, they don't care. Teaching, chatting, pulling strings, life's a quilt of funny things. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around, it's a show where joy is bound. Stephen and Walter live on air, threading humor, they don't care. Teaching, chatting, pulling strings, life's a quilt of funny things. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around, it's a show where joy is bound. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around.
Hello, everybody. We are live here, and I see everybody else has come in. Lots of people here. So hopefully our sound is working with no problem. And just clearing off a few things here on our screen that we don't need to get in our way. So, hello, everybody. Yep, we're working fine. So that's good. I see everybody else. Wrong way. Okay, go that way. Okay, so who have we got? Well, look, Faith is number one today. And quick scan down the list, I don't see Russ here yet. That's unusual. Wonder what's with Russ. Anyways, Caroline is here. And Jen Dale is here. And sorry to hear, Den, about the passing of your father-in-law. Julie is here. Phyllis. Diane Corday is here.
Is it father-in-law or dad? It says and dad.
Well, if you read the line before and don't...
Oh, okay.
Okay,
see,
see?
okay,
Yeah,
I didn't
okay.
know that.
So, yeah, well, sorry to
No,
hear.
I saw dad. I didn't see father.
Okay, why don't you just fucking do it? All right, we'll talk about this later.
Okay.
Julie, Julie's here. Hi, Julie. And Diane, I said that already. Now you got me all off track. Diane is here, and she's up from Bermuda in Waterloo visiting her family there. Well, welcome to the snow, Diana. Mona is here. Gloria is here. Sue is here from Washington. Well, it just bounced up on me. Where did I leave off? Okay, Barbara is here from cold, wet, dark England. But it gives me plenty of time, she says, to do her sewing and watch us. Okay, well, that's making lemonade out of lemons. Carlene is here from Ballinger, Texas. I'm not sure, Carlene, or is this your first time on a live? Because I don't remember seeing you on here before, but if it is your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. Judy is here. Hi, Judy. And Susan from Tillsonburg, Ontario. We've been there. Suzanne is here. Dana's here. There's Dana from Regina. Definitely cold, she says. Well, we'd expect that in Regina, that's for sure. Dubrovka is here, and Al, of course, from Timmins. Speaking of how cold it is, I'm sure Timmins is a bit frosty. Charlotte's here. Karen Lyles is here. She says, good afternoon from the rainy Northwest, Vancouver, USA. The atmospheric river starts tomorrow. It's going to be wet, windy, but warm week. Okay, I'm not sure what ours is going to be next week. I think cold.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's we've got a few cold days, I think.
Yep. Karen B is here. And Bronca. That's Bronca. Okay. Good afternoon to you all, she says. Marilyn is here. And Inez is here. Hi, Inez. Crocus Photographer is here. Sound is good. Okay. That is a good thing. Oh, there's Russ. Russ is finally here. Russ was here yesterday when the thumbnail went up.
Oh.
But Russ, you didn't read it to see the time on it, because yes, I put the thumbnail up yesterday, but it was a scheduled thing, and so yeah. And it even had a countdown on it telling you how many hours. Barb is here. I think I said Barb. Sherry. Sue Norfleet is here. Hope you're feeling good, Sue. Yeah, Barb says she was here yesterday too. You guys didn't read. The reason the thumbnail was up yesterday is because we had company this weekend. So I had to get it out of the way. But if you looked at the bottom, it had the countdown, and the countdown was for many hours in the future. It also has the date on it. It said December the 7th. Yeah, okay. Buy calendars. Colleen is here. Charlotte is here. Nina is here. Lance is here from sunny Las Vegas. Yeah, rub it in, Lance. Joanne is here. France B is here. She's happy I can be here on a live. Yeah, we haven't seen you in a bit, France. Mary is here from Virginia. Ruth Roberts is here as well. Oh, what's this? Russ says, oh, we read. We just tried to be the firsties. Oh, this is coming. Like, I don't get it. There's no prizes, but okay, if it gives you a thrill. Deb is here from Hawaii. Wow.
Oh, wow.
First visit on a live. Well, welcome, Deb. That's great. And Russ says, I'm not quite as stupid as I look. Are you sure? Just asking. I have a friend. I'm asking for a friend. Yeah. Isn't that what you want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're just joshing you, Russ, of course. Okay, so welcome everybody. There may be a few more people joining in. We have a mishmash of things today, so let's get into the mishmash and let's take a quickie look at what I've been finishing up, working on, whatnot. So, of course, you did see this on, if you saw So Chatty on Friday, I did show that then, and that is the mistletoe Christmas quilt, and I finished it all up, went on Lucy. And Lucy was a good girl. We did not have words. She worked very well with me and got it bound and whatnot. And so I'm very pleased. In fact, Lucy was such a good girl, I decided to tempt her with a second smaller project right after this, a table runner, and she cooperated. So I was very happy with Lucy. Now watch, she'll turn on me. And I finished this one up too. This was not on Lucy. It's not the table runner I put on Lucy. This one was one that was an In the Hoop project. And I finished it up and I learned something. And I think we mentioned it on So Chatty. And it may be something that many of you already knew, but it was new to me. And I think it was one of the subscribers who suggested this. But because this had these sort of curvy edges to it, you know, usually you take a pair of scissors and you trim, put little darts in, you know, along them so that when you turn it right sides back out, everything will lay flat. But that's a pain in the rear end when you've got that many to do. And somebody suggested doing it with pinking shears. And so I got out my pinking shears and tried that. And that works dandy. That was a great tip. So if you didn't know about that, try it. If you didn't know about it, well, I'm late to the game. But that's not unusual for me. And we had, no, I was going to show you that one in a minute, but not yet. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. And I've got some other projects I've been working on. And those I'll show probably next week at some point in time. But what's Walter been working on? Well, what?
Well, I was going to do those Christmas shirts, but I haven't gotten to them. But I will do it this week. I will get
Christmas is
going
coming.
because I got busy doing other things last week.
He's been fussing over his planters, his Christmas planters.
And shoveling.
And shoveling, yeah, because we do have
And
snow here. And
fixing the fireplace.
oh, yes, we had an interesting time. I think we did mention it on So Chatty, but in case you haven't seen that, we had at about 3 o'clock in the morning on, was it Thursday morning? Early in the morning? Thursday or was it Wednesday? I can't remember. We heard scratchy. We heard a weird noise, first of all, that woke us up. And I said, did you hear that? And he goes, he did. So it wasn't my imagination. And it was coming out of our living room, and it was scratchy in the fireplace. Now, the fireplace is a gas fireplace, and it's vented outside.
The direct vent
Yeah.
gas fireplace.
We actually do have a chimney if you see the outside of our house, but it's a fake chimney. Yeah. It's there for the aesthetics of it all. So we went in and listened some more, and yes, there was scratchy, which meant that some strange little creature, possibly a squirrel, possibly a chipmunk, possibly a bat. We're not sure, although I kind of doubt it was a bat, because this time of the year, they're pretty much hung up somewhere in a little ball, hibernating for the winter, because bats hibernate here. But anyways, Walter went outside to explore, and we do have a little hole in, what, the top of the vent?
Yeah, there at the top of the vent, there's a mesh screening on it to prevent things from getting in.
Get it in, yeah.
However, it's an old fireplace, and it was rusted out, and there's a little hole in it. There's a decent size hole in it, and it's been like that for quite a while. So, and we haven't had any problems, but this year, I guess something had decided it was a nice warm place to nest.
And very warm. So there we're standing. It's 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. We're standing there. Walter's kind of flashing the neighborhood too, as well. I said to him, "You do realize we don't have curtains on that windows. Remember, it's dark in here, but it's probably showing up pretty well out there."
Well, if they're walking around at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Give them a thrill. Well, I don't know if it would be a thrill. But anyways, so what do? Well, you flick the switch and have barbecue. I mean, figured, well, maybe the little creature will get little hot feet and get the hell out if it's in there. And realize we're not really sure, but after we left that on for about 20 minutes or so, I turned it off. We didn't smell anything that smelled like
Well, we
barbecue.
can't because it's
It's sealed.
It's sealed, right?
So Walter did go outside and look at the hole, and you said you saw a little smoke.
Yeah, I did. Now, it could have been nesting materials, but
well, maybe roasting chipmunks on an open fire. You know, 'tis the season. So, anyways, Walter has since fixed the hole, and
we haven't heard any
we
more
haven't heard
noises.
anything else or whatnot. But yeah, it's always something, especially when you're back onto a woods. You don't know what creatures are trying to get into the house. I mean, we caught on our Ring camera. We have a Ring camera underneath our deck where we usually sit. We have a screened-in patio underneath the deck, and Walter's looked back on the history, and there was a little mouse looking into the camera, standing right up there looking around. Hello, ding dong. I've got an Amazon delivery. Yeah. So, needless to say, we baited the traps. And when I say we, I mean Walter. With a, something that'll be delicious for a little mice. And killed them dead. I mean, we don't want them in the house.
It's a safe trap, so animals can't get into it. So.
Yeah, so like,
Or
animals
small children.
Yeah, well, like we have a lot of those crawling around in our backyard. Not. But anyways, it's always something with that. So let's see what people are saying here. We got that. Oh wow,
M's here.
M's here. Yeah, hi M. And we haven't seen you in a while. Colleen. Like
Adam. So
Adam's here. Hi, Adam. Judy from Southern Michigan. Shadowwind is here. People are all saying hi to Adam. Smell like chicken. Adam says, I don't know. I didn't really smell it. I didn't really smell anything.
I couldn't smell anything either.
So
it's the vent is. I had to get the ladder up to look at the vent because the vent's kind of high up.
Yeah. So Barb says, so in other words, you had a cremation. Well,
possibly.
Not sure. It might have been possible. I mean, I don't like to think about it.
I didn't see anything come out.
No.
But it was a little bit after we turned on the fireplace. So.
But we haven't heard any more scratchy. So
no. So they either left or we cremated.
Yeah. So maybe it picked a bad spot to go in. Phyllis said, I had the same here. 2 possums inside at 3 a.m. and the cat didn't even care about them. And possums are a little bit vicious too, aren't they? We do have possums. We don't see them very often.
No, not very often.
But we do have them. So yeah, 'tis the season. They're all looking for warm places to be. Pam is here from Minnesota. Hi, Pam. So anyways, that was an adventure this week. So what else has been going on? Well, what's coming up? We've got Sewing with me on Wednesdays. As usual, links in the show notes. Everybody knows the drill on that. Everybody's welcome. And if you're new here and you want to sew with a nice group of people, then Wednesday's the time to do that. We will be having a pop-up sew day very soon, December the 20th. So mark that on your calendars. More details will come out about a few days before with the link and the whole bit. And just advance notice again, reminder, because I've already talked about this. We're having a Christmas Eve social. It will be a Zoom, and that'll be on Christmas Eve. Go figure. Christmas Eve social on Christmas Eve. Who would have thought? Which is basically just a couple of hours. We get together, maybe see a couple of funny videos I find, play a game or two, talk about what we're doing, what we're planning for Christmas Day, all that kind of stuff. Just an opportunity to get together with people during the festive season. Bring your favorite drink, beverage, whatever. You can come in your jammies if you wish, if you want to be ready for Santa. And if there's anybody else in your household that you want to have join in, they're more than welcome. Spouse, grandkids, well, let's say spouse. If they're grandkids that can stay quiet. Yeah. And then we're going to have another pop-up sew day on January the 1st on New Year's Day too. So lots of things there you can put on your calendar if you so desire. So Chatty last week, we worked on or talked about a topic that was suggested by Mary Back, who's one of our subscribers, and she wanted to know what we knew or what we could find out about what to do with your stash when you pass on. And a little morbid thought, but we did explore it and we found some interesting stuff about that. So we shared that with everybody on Friday on So Chatty. If you haven't seen it, that's what it was all about. This coming week, we will be unbagging the Kawartha Quilt Santa Sack. I got a notice from them last week that it was available, that I could go and pick it up, and we will be picking it up sometime next week. I was kind of hoping that I'd also get a call that my quilt that they're quilting for me would be all done so I could kill two birds with one stone, but that may not be the case, and that's okay. So we'll pop up there and get the sack, and next Friday we will open it. The sack is not really an Advent sack, like it's not like the Jenny Dome box. They have everything in the bag, all wrapped up. Usually there's about, I think last year there were about 15 items they put in the bag, and they're not numbered like you're supposed to open one up every day or anything like that. So we'll just open up the whole shooting works. And I've bought it. Is this the third year I got it? I think this is the third year too. Yeah. And to be honest, I enjoy it more than Jenny's box, but I know you probably, if you've seen, we released the first 5 days on Friday and made comments about that. And where the next 5 will be released this coming Wednesday on the 10th, because we're doing it in 5-day increments. But speaking of that box, let's just take a look. Now, I really thought that I was going to get hate mail because we were not particularly kind. We were trying not to be real negative, but I'll be honest. Last year, I debated whether I was going to buy it again another year. And the only reason I did is because I thought I was going to be doing an unboxing with somebody else, not Walter. And that didn't pan out, but I'd already ordered the box. So we got it. And I thought, a lot of people have a great deal of dedication for Jenny Doan. But Jenny Doan doesn't really run the company anymore. The Missouri Star Quilt, was bought out by?
It's bought out by a holding company. It has, the most number of shares, like 51% or something like that, of shares of Missouri Star. And Missouri Star is, the children or relatives are still on the board of Missouri Star, but that's about it.
Yeah. So really, how much she participates in the box anymore, I don't really know. But since the company's been taken over by this corporation, and I'm sure some of you have found this, quality of things, the whole atmosphere of it has really changed, and in my opinion has gone downhill.
Yeah, it's owned by a company called One Equity Partners. You can just do a search on Google that says, just put in who owns Missouri Star, and it'll give you a rundown of what it is.
Yeah. So I didn't want to start off opening up the box by being very negative, but at the same time, there are many content creators who get the box every year, and I swear they're afraid they're going to alienate subscribers, because I really don't believe some of them gush. They just gush over everything. Look, a used chicken bone. Oh my God, I've wanted one of those for 1,000 years, and look, there's still some rancid meat on it. Yeah, no. So we paid big bucks for this box. So we are giving our honest opinion about it. It cost us, as being Canadians, because of the exchange rate, it cost me well over $300 Canadian for this box. So yeah, I think I'm in my rights to expect bang for my buck. But anyways, so we've released the first 5 days, and we started off being, making excuses for why. Well, some people might like this. Like the first thing was a panel. Well, if you enjoy panels and you like cutesy, and you like fussy cutting, then you probably are thrilled. I don't like any of those things, so I wasn't particularly thrilled. And also another way to look at it, we were rating them out of 5. And I was also looking at it as, will I ever do it? Because there's a lot of projects in the box. And I'm thinking, will I ever do these projects? And probably not, because I find them juvenile, quite frankly. But I figured I'm going to get hate mail. Well, I was surprised. I haven't gotten hate mail with this. And here's the latest comments. And of course, there's no spoilers here because already everybody else has opened up the first 5 days as well. So everybody knows what's there. One person, Kathleen, says, I have the MSQ 45mm rotary cutter, and it's really good. Has become my favorite. Wonder if the smaller one is as good. Well, they had the 28mm one in there.
Yeah.
And when we opened up, I looked at it and went, oh, okay, this is kind of nice. But I felt that it felt a little cheap.
Yeah, and I would be interested. We don't have an MSQ 45 rotary cutter or 60, and it would be interesting to see the difference between the two.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling this one isn't as good as if you have a proper one that you've purchased.
They actually sell all the time,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. Now, later on in the comments, somebody said that they thought that it was weighted with ball bearings, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they said a lot of people were saying as they're using it, the screw that holds the blade on started to come loose, and they had to keep tightening it up. That could be, if that's the case, that could also be a little bit dangerous as well. So I don't know. I have not used it.
I know the mechanism. I have a small rotary cutter. It's not as small as I think the one that was in, or no, mine's smaller actually than the one that was supplied. But the fastening mechanism is different on the one I've got. It's Fiskars.
Yeah. Now here is a negative comment, and this one just came in 2 hours ago by this Infinite Justice one. Wow. Bah humbug. I think you'd be happier buying a K-Facet Christmas Advent box. I don't think he has one. I don't know. MSQC is obviously not your cup of tea. So there's someone that supports MSQ no matter what. That's fine. That's their opinion with it. But like I said, I knew I was setting myself up for negative comments. I don't know who this person is, and I don't care. Yeah, here we go. Ozzy, my man, said my rotary cutter came apart several days while using it.
Several times
while using it, yeah. Now somebody said here, was sort of on our side, said, I do not think you guys are being too harsh. I think these items would be fun for beginners. Not, however, for the money you paid. So far, it's a bit of a letdown. Thank you for sharing. Looking forward to the next video. Barb Olson, who's on here today, she said, I'm just shaking my head about the 2 templates. That was the cat and dog template. Why would one of the gifts be a charm pack when the templates require mini charms? Missouri Star didn't think that one through, just saying. So far, I agree with your comments. The box is not made for those who have quilting or sewing knowledge. Is made for beginners. And I would agree with Barb on that. If this was their first box and they've just gotten into quilting, I am sure they would be thrilled with the contents, but I'm not a beginner. The templates, she says here, yeah, that's something I didn't think of, but the instructions, there's a pattern. It does. It calls for mini charms. not for 5-inch, but you didn't get any so far. Well, no, there aren't any mini. Oops, sorry, spoiler alert. There aren't any mini charm packs in the box at all. So yeah, I agree. Barb has a point. Marie says, I loved your honesty. I purchased that box, my first box this year. I'm from the UK, a little disappointed so far. Now, in the UK, I don't know what it would cost. When we were in the UK in the summer, basically,
Well, it would
pound
depend. It would depend on.
Oh, but it'd be against the American, yeah.
dollar.
So
I would depend on what it costs to ship over there.
I don't know if Jenny. See, she's got a thing, or the Missouri Star.
I mean,
it's $20 shipping to anywhere in the United States and anywhere in Canada. I don't know if that extends to across the big pond.
$20 US.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have paid the same price in US dollars. It's just the exchange rate.
Yeah,
like, I mean, it cost us $300, but that's because of the exchange rate.
Yeah. So I don't know. Now, here is a comment that I'm not sure how we're supposed to take this. It's cryptic. 2 old men. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I guess they just figured out how to use an exclamation mark on it. Something new. So is this a criticism? Are you going, you're just a couple of old fuddy-duddies and your cranky old farts? Thank you for recognizing that. We are. Proud of it. Damn proud of it. Yep. We're the 2 guys from the balcony on the Muppet Show. Waldorf and Statler and Waldorf. Yeah, that's us. And it's not the first time we've been called a couple of 2 old men, but really, this really contributes to the conversation. Oh, here, let's put in one for her. This will be good. Glad you enjoyed the video. I can be sarcastic too, as if that would surprise anybody. Sherry says, so far it seems to me that they're getting rid of products that wouldn't sell. We will see as the days go on. What?
I doubt that they're getting put them in the box if they have so many boxes.
Oh yeah, they probably will. But I think it's the spirit of this.
Yeah, I know.
More like it seems like that. Kathy says, this is the first time I've watched you guys have you say, I'm glad I came across your channel. Love how honest you are. This is my second year getting the box. I like some things and don't others. I do enjoy opening one every day. I love the 2 coffee mugs I got and do use them to drink my only cup of coffee a day. Yeah, okay. There is that about the box. It is little surprises, you know, and if you do it actually the way that it has been intended, where you open one each day, it's kind of a fun little moment during the day, you know. So yeah, I think it has value in that if you look at it from that way. If you're looking at it from the point of view, and I'm not looking at it from this point of view, that I expected a whole lot of fabric, no, because I know from past boxes there is not a whole lot of fabric. And to be fair, that would make the box probably even more expensive if there was a lot of fabric in it, because fabric's not cheap, and it's heavy. It might increase the shipping charges. So I get that. Carol B says, so far I'm very disappointed with this box. It's my first and it doesn't get better. It will be my last. First time seeing a show. Okay. Yeah. I'm not getting one next year based on everything, because I've already seen everything in it. And no.
Yeah, like you almost did, like you went ahead and ordered it before.
Yeah.
You opened the other box and you thought it was pretty good last year. And then you ordered it right away, and then you found out that the last item in previous year's box was not very good quality.
Yeah.
So.
Now you see, there's an effect here. Some scientists should study it. When you first get the box and you open each thing, you are excited. It creates excitement in you, you know, and anticipation and everything. And you look at the items and your mindset, or at least mine is, oh, well, that's cool. And then when the excitement dies, after everything is out and you've had a day or 2 or week, or you start using some of the items, for me, I found, oh, wait, this was a waste of money. I'm never going to do this project. and whatnot. So, you're on a high when you're opening it, but after it has settled down, I find that reality starts to set in. At least that's for me. Maybe not the same for everybody else.
And it also depends on if anybody likes the projects that,
Yeah,
or the items that that they get. So,
and I'm not interested in the projects that are there. I find them somewhat juvenile and not something that floats my boat. But if they float your boat, then you'll be happy, because that's a matter of personal taste. Tracy said the only one I liked was the coffee mug. The coffee mugs are nice. I now have 3 of them. They're stoneware. They are nice, I have to say. And there's been a lot of people say they like the mugs, and even some people who buy the box because they're hoping to get another mug. So they have, because each year they're a different color. And Dubrovka said, I must agree, no excitement with the first 5. Hope the next showing is more exciting. Well, we'll see on Wednesday. Now, Deb Keller said, last year was the first year I got the box, she says. I ordered it again for this year. I enjoyed the process and really liked some of the items, but also some of them were definitely not worth the money, especially the last gift, as you outlined. Mine was already separating as I opened it. I took off the cutting mat and tossed the rest. Sad, I did decide to give it another try, so ordered this year's box. So far, I'm enjoying it. The projects are fun. I do really like the snow globe wall hanging and table runner and the dog and cat mug rugs. Anyway, okay, thank you. So yeah, so you see, I mean, if you feel that you're getting your values worth, it's not our job to try to persuade you one way or the other. We're not. We're giving our review as a consumer. We paid with it with our own money.
mm-hmm.
Well, Walter didn't pay anything. I paid with my own money for it and that kind of thing. So I'm looking at it from a consumer's point of view. So that's why I say what I say about it. But I mean, if you're happy, great.
I mean, if you like the stuff that's in it, that's
Yeah.
good. You're getting value for your money. So,
And for those of you that don't know what the reference is to last year's gift, which Walter was talking about before, I got really excited about that, because what they do with the box is the last gift, the one on the 25th, is usually sort of the climax. It's the big gift. It's the significant gift. And I think the first year I ordered the box, it was
wasn't it a
bag.
carrying bag?
Yeah, it was a carrying bag, and that was nice. I have to say I liked that. And it was really because of that. Well, that first year there were some things I didn't care about, but for the most part, I felt that it was okay. I did all right. That's why I ordered it the second year. Second year, I was really let down, but I still went ahead and ordered it one more time, because 3's the charm. But the portfolio was basically 12 inches by 12 inches. On one side was a cutting mat, and on the other side was a pressing mat. And it folded up. It was meant that if you're going off to a retreat or you're going to a class or something, this was really handy. And I was excited about it. And then it started to fall apart. The glue that held the cutting mat to the portfolio was letting go. And yeah, I could have taken my glue gun and probably fixed that, but that's not the point. It shouldn't be like only after having it and not ever using it. I hadn't even used it yet. I tried it out. That was the other thing. I found the cutting mat was not a very good self-healing cutting mat. It was a very hard plastic. And then, thank God I didn't do this, but the pressing mat melted when a hot iron hit it. And there were some people reported that they had ruined the sole plate on their irons by doing it. Now, it is called a pressing plate or pressing mat. So,
and wasn't the response from Missouri Star that said, well, you're not supposed to have a really hot iron on it? But, I mean, what a quilter, if it's a quilting box, what do quilters do but tank up their iron to cotton setting?
Yeah, that's hot, really hot. So, yeah, I don't have it anymore. I pitched it. It went in the garbage. And I was really disappointed in that. So that's what's being referred to here by Deb. And then Balloonist says, the mug would be my first choice as well. I have a 28 millimeter rotary cutter from the dollar store that works for the limited amount of times I need to cut small pieces. And yeah, I think what's being implied here is it's dollar store quality on the 28 millimeter rotary cutter. So, you know,
Should go back to see what people are saying.
yeah, well, let me just finish. This is almost, well, no, maybe not. Yeah, we'll go back and see what people are saying here. So, oh, I didn't have that up on the screen as I was reading it. Oops. But anyways, it didn't matter because we read them out to start with. But let me just go back here so we can see what's happening. Okay, so back it up.
Adam So's had a comment about
yeah, so I had the same here. 2 possums. That was the possum run. You may get popcorn out. The top of it's been you may get popcorn out. The top of it's been
hiding grain.
Hiding grain.
In
the little creature. Yeah. Oh, Adam says, I need to speak to you, Steven, so you can tell me why I don't need a 3D printer. You need one.
Why?
And
why would he need one?
because they're fun. And if you're a creator, you need it. Well, why don't you just rain on our parade for those of us that like that?
I don't know. If he wants one, you should get one.
I know. If you look at the thing, he's being...
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay. You're not great with subtlety.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. Marilyn says, Missouri Star boxes seem to have too much tat now and last year. Too much... I think there's something.
That's a typo.
I think there's a typo there. I'm not sure, but I think what I'm going to say is being implied is there's too much junk in it. Candace is here. Hi, Candace. Adam says those templates are very niche item. Yeah, how many times are you going to use them? And not only that, but on the templates they have a face engraved on them for the cat or dog. But when you use them in the way that the pattern comes out, they're just little tiny 2-inch squares sewn together, cut in the shape. I guess you could embroider, hand embroider the little face on them. But I don't know. I think they're kind of juvenile, in my opinion. Russ says the pattern didn't call for mini charms. The pattern says to cut the charm into 2-inch squares. Yeah, I realize that. However, I think the point that's being made is why, if you're going to use 2-inch squares, why not throw in a mini charm pack as opposed to having to cut up your 5-inch charm pack?
No, you had comments up there.
Oh, so it's just a delay, I guess.
No.
Okay. Adam says, I think the shipping was about 30 pounds or something.
Wow,
so
that'd be expensive.
That would be expensive because that's about, in Canadian dollars, that's about $60. So about 50, $60. Adam says he nearly bought one. Save your money, Adam. Marilyn says, Russ, your sister should sell boxes. Great stuff there. Yeah, if you haven't watched Russ's Vlogmas, he's been opening up the Missouri Star quilt box too, but alongside an Advent box that his sister put together. And it's much more interesting, the stuff his sister bought for him. I mean, full disclosure, Russ has already given the full disclosure. He did give his sister the money to buy things, but she went out and got the stuff and everything for him. So he wasn't absolutely sure it was going to be in the box. Yeah. And somebody else suggested, why not? They thought that we should do an Idiot Quilter Advent box, like not one that we would sell because obviously we can't do that. We're not equipped for that kind of thing, but maybe do one for ourselves. Do it. Maybe what we could do is, yeah, we'll put one together and say, here's what we would make a great Advent box to us, and try to keep it in around the same price range as Missouri Star Quilt is charging for them, and see what we can come up with. Maybe it's a thought for next year. Don't know. Not saying we're going to do that, but it's an idea.
It's Adam says it's an expensive way of getting a new mug.
Yeah, really. Yeah. And Yeah, Charlotte says that's an expensive mug. Donna says, I never bought the box, but after watching the openings, I will never buy the box. Not worth it to me. I don't need the stuff that's in the box. I'd rather just go buy what I want. Yeah, really? You know, and somebody else suggested that too. They said, why not take the money you were going to spend on that box and use it to go for a little shopping trip and buy what you want using that money? Your own little Christmas present. And I think that's not such a bad idea either. Ruth says, I got the box last year, but ended up giving most of it away. I don't like cutesy, and I'm a purist when it comes to sewing and quilting. I would rather take the money and buy what I want. Yeah, I agree. Sue says, I now have
The fourth
where to
one.
go. I now have the fourth mug, so I can quit the box. For 2026, I'm going to do Gudrun Erla's block of the month and the Art East Peter Pan block of the month. Two things I'll love. Yeah, better value for your money, I think. France B says, would you consider recapping what you see from MS Box in the last 2 years and evaluate if you've used the items or not? Maybe there would be some surprises. Not a bad idea, France, but I don't know where most of those items are. Some of them I gave away at the retreat last year. Some of them I have basically tossed in the garbage, and the other ones are probably buried somewhere in here and I'll never find them. So, and to be honest, I don't remember what most of were in those boxes. I didn't keep track. Well, I suppose I could go back to the old videos and see that. But interesting idea. Let me think about that. Jean's here. Hi, Jean. And Jones here says, so far I'm satisfied with the box so far. Granted, the templates are not for the charm square. I'm making mine out of cat and dog material, make toys for them, but we'll see what come with the rest. And Joan is happy with her what she's getting, so that is fine. I'm not going to rain on anybody else's parade and say, well, you shouldn't. You have to agree with us. You do not have to agree with us. If you're enjoying it and you feel that you're getting your money's worth, that is great. There's nothing wrong with that. Joan says the last box was not good at all. If this one is not any better, it will be my last one too. Yeah, well, time will tell, won't it? Russ says, why charm instead of mini? You'd have to cut the mini down to 2 from 2.5 inches, but you put 4 sets of mug rugs from a charm instead of fighting with the mini charms. If you're using a charm pack, we all know they're not necessarily absolutely 5 inches when you're cutting them down either. So you might have to do some trimming with it. I'm just going to say this, Russ. If it works for you, you do what works for you. I thought it was stupid. I thought the templates and making mug rugs from them, that one's like the outline of a cat and an outline of a dog, and neither one were realistic. Well, I mean, they're not going to be with it. No, for me, it sucks. And I felt it was a waste. But if it works for you, you do it. I'm looking, Russ, I'm waiting to see yours when you do them. M says your box is a much better idea. Yes, I agree with Colleen. Russ's sister selections are fantastic, as Russ has been calling hers. Yeah. So anyways, just back to a few more of the comments. Let's see here. Down, read that one, just see if there's anything else interesting. Favorite smug. This one. It's last year. Yeah, Mark says, I don't think you're being too hard. I would be making a trip to Goodwill with the entire box. Yeah. Oh, now here's the other thing too. Laura says, glad this came up in my recommendations. I've been seeing some of the other unboxings where they do tend to gush. It's nice to have a different point of view. I love the fabric. It's my colors, but the dog and cat templates, question mark. As some would say, yeah, no. Yeah.
But then the next one says they would like the template.
I would like the templates. So, you know, obviously they've got a purpose for them again. And I was going to say about this gushing. There's a reason why some people, some content creators do the boxes, and they do more than one box. It brings in ratings. It brings in new subscribers. I mean, I have to admit, I've gotten a few new subscribers, probably for the same reason, because people are searching for them. Many people enjoy watching the Christmas Advent unboxings of from whoever they come from, which is all fine and dandy. I watch different ones too to see what else is out there as well.
Like some people are saying that they like the charm pack because it was colors that they liked.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's for Steve and I, those colors we don't like. Those are colors we don't particularly like.
And that's not really a criticism of the people who put the box together. I mean, you can't please all the people all of the time. You know, they put in what they thought should be in there.
They probably thought that had more general appeal, I suppose.
Yeah. And Kathy says, I guess I'm too cheap. I would want to make use of everything in the box if I was going to fork over the money for one. You just can't please everyone with this sort of thing. So I view it as a waste. I particularly don't like pricey specialty templates you might use a few times. Then it's landfill for 500 years. Yeah. Now, here's one. Kinensen or something. The packaging was great. Yes, the box is great. I like the box it came in. I like the first 5 days. It's fun watching you two. Missouri Star had videos for each day. Maybe you two need to search other holiday boxes. Well, we have the Kawartha bag.
Yeah.
But I'm not really interested in spending an arm and a leg on all these boxes because you can. And there are some content creators that buy 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. So, yeah. They're rich. And this person here, Sarah, she said she liked it. And it's her 6th year getting it. And for her, she loves it. And she says having a surprise every day is half the value. And yeah, I can see that. So yeah. And I think, yeah, the rest are kind of repeats of the same thing. And so yeah. And it's like I said, this is all fine. we're not trying to convince anybody that you should hate it or love it. It's totally up to you. We're just sharing our own viewpoints on that. So anyways, that's what's happening. So the next 5 days will come out on I'm very aware. I was waiting. Quit moving your little fingers and everything. Anyways, don't make me make you pick a finger, because you know which one I'm going to suggest. Okay, so now you got me off track. I hate you. What was I going to say? Yeah, so on Wednesday you'll get the next 5 of our openings for that. Okay, so changing the topic completely. We've dwelled too much on just to make sure that everybody else is finished with that.
Yeah, we already went.
We got through all those ones. Yeah. We got that. Okay, so we had company, and that was, as I said earlier, one of the reasons why I put up the splash announcement one day earlier. But in the title, you saw the date with that, because we're busy with our company, and they left earlier today and everything. We had a nice time. Walter cooked a lovely meal from it. I made the salad, and I helped too. Yeah, with that. And I did have a nice table setting. Where is my table setting? I thought this table setting was pretty. Did you think it was pretty?
Yeah, it was nice.
They thought it was pretty. Where is the bloody thing? Jesus, I hate this thing. Okay, let's pull it up here. Let's expand it. And let's switch this. And there it is. That was my table setting. I did it in Hooker red. Because Santa red, I guess.
Well, that's Whorehouse red.
Whorehouse red, yeah. So we did surf and turf. We had steak and lobster tail with a baked potato. There's a bit of a joke with the baked potato, because if you remember, these are our friends that took us to that really, really expensive steakhouse in Toronto back a few months ago, and they don't have baked potatoes on the menu. And so one of our friends, he kind of was giving the waiter a comical hard time about, well, you always had it when you were in the old location, and you don't have baked potato and all this kind of thing. So I told him when we sat down, I says, and guess what? Just for you, we had a baked potato. And Walter made a delicious pie. He made his, what is now becoming famous,
Pumpkin chiffon pie.
Yeah. And you have to be careful how you say it. It was pumpkin chiffon, not pumpkin shit on. And it was delicious. So we had a nice time with them. These are friends we've had for over 40 years, and we usually only see them twice a year.
Yeah.
And one half, they come to our place, the other half, we go into their place. And they're really globe hopping this year. They've got a whole bunch of cruises lined up, and they just got off a couple of back-to-back cruises as well. So,
yeah, they've got a 28-day one that goes from, as a repositioning cruise, that goes from LA to Australia.
Yeah, so yeah, they're really doing the cruise thing, getting that all in. And one of them, so there's going on separate sort of vacations. One's going down to Florida. I've already told him he was a traitor for that, and I am serious. And the other one, he's going to take the train. He's going to fly to Vancouver, Canada, and take the train across through the mountains and all the way to Toronto. And I said, do you need to have your head examined? Because it's expensive, and it's...
Well, not that bad price-wise.
Well, he's doing the
economy version. And it's probably, what, about 3 days?
5, he said.
Oh, 5 days.
Well, think about it. We've driven across from Toronto to Vancouver, and how long that took us. So, train's a little faster, but yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling. I said to him, well, good for you.
Because he suggested that they take lots of reading.
Yeah.
And they don't have Wi-Fi on the train.
Yeah, which sounds kind of stupid, but it is the Canadian train system. Like, we're not known for our trains, okay, in this country. So anyways, but I'm sure he'll have a good time. So hopefully.
Lots of time to talk to other people on the train.
Yes, he would. Lots of time for that. Yep. So anyways, it was a nice little weekend visit that we had. Speaking of visits, we dropped down to see Tracy at Whirls and Swirls. Now, that's who is my APQS dealer and everything. And I wanted to talk to Tracy about some things. I think I had developed some bad habits, and I wanted to go over things with her.
Tracy also has a YouTube channel, which I think she calls Whirls
and Swirls. And it's the letter N, not the word and.
And she has some really good videos on doing free motion quilting and things like
with
that.
Your long arm.
So if you're interested in that, that would be a good thing to see.
And she does beautiful long arming.
Yeah.
And she explains it and how to do, if you want to learn how to do feathers or other things. She takes the mystery out of it. She explains exactly what you need to do. So you might want to check her out. But Tracy is a really nice person, but she had a motorcycle. She's motorcycle mama. She has a motorcycle that she absolutely loves, and a tree got in her way when she was out driving it, and she got banged up pretty bad. She broke her collarbone and the whole bit, and the doctors didn't set it properly, and she had a lot of pain still, and they finally figured out that they had to re-break it and reset it with all of that. And she's only now, and she still doesn't have full mobility. She's doing physio, of course, and this was back in, I think in the summer when this all happened. So and anyways, we went down to, because she contacted me, because before we knew that she'd had the accident and this had happened to her, I was thinking of taking that big Stormy Sea quilt down there and going on one of her bigger long arms and quilting it there. And at the same time asking her a few things that I wanted to know about QuiltPath, the computerized program that I was having some issues with that I wanted to know. But anyways, she wasn't in any shape for that. We didn't want to bother her when she was healing, so that's why I went to Kawartha Quilting to be done. But when we were down there, she had a couple of ladies working on, and she was helping out with some a quilt they were quilting. And so she was, you don't go in and just visit with Tracy for 5 minutes, okay? Plan on it being there for probably an hour, because she's got lots of things to show you, and she's just a very nice person. It's nice to visit with her and everything. So she was showing us some new products and things like that that she just got in the shop. She's switching over her bobbins to a different style of bobbin and everything like that. Gave me a couple of samples of new thread she's going to be carrying as well. And she's answered my questions, and like she took some mystery out of what I was having problems with. So that was great. And on top of it all, I needed to buy some more bobbins from her. Well,
because she's phasing out the other bobbins, she ended up giving him.
She just gave me the bobbins for nothing. I mean, that's the kind of person that she is. We had taken down a little gift for her as well, because I wanted to thank her for spending time with me to, you know, fix up my problems and stuff like that. But yeah, but the other was unexpected. But she's just a wonderful person. So I strongly recommend, if you're got a long arm and you want to learn a little bit more about free motion quilting, if you're new to it, or other things about long arms, check out her YouTube channel, Whirls N, the letter N, Swirls. You won't be disappointed. Okay, so those are visits. Talked about the fireplace creature. And we have other things that go bump in the night. We have wolves. Walter's heard them. I haven't heard
they
them.
were yapping really good last week.
I slept through it. But we have coyotes as well.
Howling and stuff.
Yeah. And we have bunnies. Lots of bunnies. The ones that survive, because the wolves are hungry. And you hear screaming things. Sounds like a baby crying. And you know, and then you hear, and you do. You do hear chomp, 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 chomp. So we know that, oh, another bunny is lunch on it. But so, yeah, that's what we get for living on a forest. Oh, and after we figured out about the creature thing, I don't know why we start to think about, oh, Walter got worried that there was CO2 happening, carbon monoxide, right? And we have a carbon monoxide detector, but we've had it for a while, and they do have an expiry. So I pulled it off the wall and turned it over and went, oh yeah, it expired in October of this year. So I guess we need new ones. So I bought 3 new ones, and we have them. They recommend that you have, well, actually it's the law now out here in our area. You have to have one, if you live in a double level house or whatever, you're supposed to have one on your main floor and one on your secondary floor. And you're supposed to have ones outside near your bedroom areas and all that. So we've got 3, one up, one down. The one that's up is in our bedroom, and that's close to the other bedrooms. And then we've got one where the fireplace is as well. So yeah. So yeah, the little creatures, at least, I guess there was an advantage there. Made us think about serious like that, because nothing worse than going to sleep, waking up dead, you know. And I'm working on, we'll talk about this more detail on my vlog tomorrow, but working on 2 of those elaborate 3D printed pieces that you've seen before. I've got the Tuscan Manor. I have everything printed out, need to put it together. And I've got the one I'm going to start with is Santa's Toy Shop, and it is so stinking cute with it. So it'll be fun, but takes some time. And next week, next Saturday, we're going off to Walter's Sew Day with his bud. So I went last month in that, and I got a fair amount done. And so
it was nice to chat with them.
Yeah, and everything like that. It's a different group. They're not a very big group. There's only about 5 people there, 5, 6 people with it all. But now we're supposedly, has Gail said any more about it? It was her idea. We're going to get a thing of sandwiches, have a little Christmassy party kind of a deal while we're there. So I don't know. We'll see about that. And finally, Walter already did it, but he did it without telling me, which is not unusual. He decided he was sick and tired of the ads on YouTube things being interrupted. So he gave in and got a subscription to YouTube, so it's ad free. And I have buckled as well. So now we upgraded it to the family share version. And no, I no longer get advertising on YouTube. It irks me that we got basically trapped into it, because that's what YouTube is doing. But they're making the ads longer, more frequent, and it's becoming extremely
And we
annoying.
do watch a fair bit of
Yeah.
YouTube. So,
Mm-hmm.
whereas our friends that came on the weekend never watch YouTube,
Yeah.
or only on an as needed basis when they're looking up
Yeah.
something that they want to do.
I mean, I keep saying to these guys, come in, hello, 21st century's in its first quarter now. There's been 25 years of it go by. You should get into it, you know. Come into the present. Don't live in the past. Ruth says, who does the dusting in your house? It's very pretty, but I would need some cleaning help. I do the dusting. Yep, I do the cleaning. Walter does bathrooms, which is fine by me, because bathrooms aren't something I like. Well, he does 2 out of the 3 bathrooms. I do the downstairs, the bathroom that's down here.
I do other things on an as needed basis.
What are those?
Cleaned the laundry tub out last time, so.
Was that cleaned out the what?
Laundry tub up here.
Oh. Well, you use it
Yeah.
all the time, so you should, but whatever. M says the uninterrupted experience is nice, right? Yeah, actually it is, M. But I mean, it's, what is it that you're paying now for the family? 22?
Yeah.
22 Canadian dollars a month.
I mean, the thing that really ticks me off is that you can use up to 5 people using it. I mean, I could actually just have one. We could actually have one, but then we'd have to share a channel. And yeah, I don't really like that, because I watch a lot of different things than he watches.
Yeah, he has a whole different set of porn on there that he likes from with it. So anyways, so we're trying this out, but you know, you're paying for, it's the same cost basically as streaming services.
Yeah, well,
like
it
in
is
fact,
a streaming service.
Yeah, well, it is. It's, yeah. So anyways, I have to admit, I do kind of like not being interrupted and on some programming, you're interrupted every 3 or 4 minutes with an ad, and you can't skip them until a certain, until it's gone by a certain amount of time. It used to be they made it 5 seconds. Well, now they put up 2 ads. The first one you can't skip at all. You have to wait for it to be over, and then when the second one starts, you may within about 10 seconds be able to skip it. So yeah, it's just, here we go. We're being held hostage by entertainment. But anyways, we've got that, and so we're planning for Christmas dinner here. Got it figured out how we're going to seat 14
Buy a
people.
turkey.
Yeah, okay. Tell them about the turkey sale and what you ended up doing.
Well, we went to one place that had turkeys on sale, but they were all little turkeys. I mean, we could have bought 2, I suppose, but instead I went to another place and got they only had medium-sized turkeys and really large turkeys. So I bought a really large.
So
turkey.
how many pounds are we talking?
22.
22 pounder? Wow. How'd you get it in the freezer?
I made room for it.
Oh, what'd you throw out?
Nothing.
Oh,
I
okay.
repositioned stuff.
Reposition. Yeah, I don't go in the freezer because Walter puts stuff in there. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, and if you pull one piece out, you're either going to have an avalanche.
I do, yeah.
Or you don't. That's it. And I get told.
That's the biggest turkey we've ever bought. So
Yeah.
I hope the roasting pan's big enough.
Yeah, we'll have to take that out of the freezer 5 or 6 days before
Yeah,
and put it in the fridge to thaw with that one. Yeah. The Bravka says she and Al enjoyed YouTube ad free very much, and Karen says as free is especially nice for live to not miss content. Yeah. Ad free. Yeah. And Ruth says gotta go. It's been fun as usual. Love the conversation. Stay warm and safe, everyone. Okay, bye, Ruth. So anyways, we got our turkey. And, okay, got a pet peeve here. People who don't shovel their bloody sidewalks. When I go out in the morning for my walk, yeah, some of the sidewalks are clear. Others, they haven't done it at all. And
They haven't done their driveway either, but not that I care. They're still,
yeah,
in Canada, you're responsible for cleaning your sidewalks
in front
or
of your
else.
house. Yeah.
I mean, if somebody reports you, I think it's a $75 fine.
Yeah. And I feel like a Karen. No offense to Karens that are on here. You know, like, I'm going to take notes. This place didn't clean it.
I have not yet reported anybody,
No,
but I mean, I have been tempted.
But you know, you just need to have one fall, break a hip.
I mean, it's not like if it's a seniors or something, can understand that, but they're people I know are able-bodied to do it. So
Yeah.
especially the one that actually there is a law about them having more than two cars in a two-car driveway.
Yes, I know.
I mean, I could report the one that I'm thinking of. I could report them for having 3 cars in their 2-car driveway, and
But you know, you get a reputation then, you know, and it's you know, you don't want to piss off the neighbors.
well, we don't know them. They're
Well,
on the
no,
other
they
side
don't
of the
know that
street.
they're not. Yeah. Diana says, "How much is turkey in Canada?" Well, depends.
Well, the one I bought this one on sale, it was a $1.09. I paid $1.99 a pound for it.
So $2 a pound.
Yeah, so it was actually
$44.
yeah, about $44
Canadian.
Canadian. So, but the other one that had the small turkeys were 99 cents a pound. So
Yeah, but they were small. They were basically a large chicken.
which would, if it translates, $1.99 a pound is, let me just check here, is Canadian. That works out to $1.44 US.
So I don't know if that's expensive in the U.S. or cheap. I don't know, one way or the other. But yeah, mind you, we used to have turkeys in the back, in the forest area. I don't know where they've been. I think they're hiding because they know people want to eat them. In fact, have we seen those turkeys since Thanksgiving?
It's a Canadian turkey.
Yeah, Canadian turkey. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so we've got that. But back to the sidewalk. So it is treacherous. Now, there is a lady, she's 93 years old. She goes out at the same time every day for a walk, and I usually stop and talk to her because I'm out at the walk at the same time. And now she cleans off her sidewalk, and she's 93 with it. But if she fell, I think that would be very disastrous. She's very, very careful when she goes out, but you know, you can be as careful as you want, and you hit black ice and that's it. You know, you're going to end up.
Yeah, I slipped on a piece of our sidewalk today, our not our sidewalk, but our driveway today, that I knew was icy, but I slipped on it anyway.
Well, okay, well, there you go. So yeah, so it is like people need to be conscious of that. And I don't know if you slipped on a sidewalk in front of somebody's house that hadn't cleaned it off. I don't know if you could actually sue them or not. I don't know if you could do that in Canada. In the United States, I know you could, but in the United States, they sue everybody for everything. So I'm not sure in Canada whether that would be if you got injured or something. Although I have seen Canadian lawyer ads on TV that say slip or fall. You know, ambulance chasers on there. Did you know that you have up to 90 days to report that? So you can, you know, see us. We'll get your money. Yeah. Diana says butterball at home is $2.49 a pound.
Yeah, I don't know what the regular price is. That's the sale price that I purchased it at. If I didn't, yeah, I don't know what the regular price for a turkey is.
So yeah, I don't know if that's considered expensive or not.
Well, last year it was about everywhere it was 99 cents on sale a pound. but I don't know. The sales have just started coming. They told me that at the store that I went to, which is actually an expensive grocery store, said to me that that sale was on till Christmas Day.
Yeah. Dubrovnik says, doesn't your city clean sidewalks? Yes, they do. They have one of those little tractor things that go around, but you never know when they're going to come. They don't do it immediately.
No, they don't do it if in the residential sections, but they'll do it on the parts of the sidewalks
that
where
are more public.
where people don't back onto that they're public, right? You know, like the ones that are in the side yards and stuff like that. So they do the main roads where there's no not in front of housing.
Yeah.
But if it's in front of residential, you have to in our city, you have to clean your own section.
Yeah. And then just after you get it all cleaned, then the little thing comes whipping down.
Well, no, actually, it doesn't usually come down this section of the street. They don't do the parts where
there's
a house
because we're in
front.
Yeah.
We have frontage in there. Front.
Well, they have done it.
They on occasion, but
on
not
a
very
slow
often.
day.
Yeah,
in
slow
April.
Day, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to live in another city where they used to do sidewalk cleaning.
Yeah.
Whippy.
Yeah, well,
but,
Whippy's totally different than Oshawa.
But I don't know if they still do that.
No. So anyways, yeah, it would be nice if people kept them clean. And down in the slum dwelling area, that's what we call the townhouses on there. Like, yeah, that one's kind of treacherous. They don't...
Yeah,
some of them don't bother with it at all, and you're like walking over.
We're in an area of detached houses, and then there's an area of townhouses.
Yeah.
And the townhouses, they don't clean up their leaves, and they don't they don't shovel their sidewalks.
That's why we commonly refer to it as the slum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down there. But anyway, so that. Oh, and okay, how many of you have those Christmas inflatables? You know, the thing, the blow up Santa and stuff like that. Philippa gave us as a gift last year when we were at the retreat in Georgia with her. She gave us as a gift an inflatable kangaroo with a Santa on its back.
And it's cute.
And it's cute. It's really cute.
But it's a nuisance.
And you've seen it because I had that video on the vlog last week or whatever, or the pictures of it. But it's a pain in the ass. Why?
Because every time it snows, I have to clean it off, and basically that's what I have to do. I have to clean it off, otherwise it doesn't inflate. And I have to keep moving its feet. The wind moves its feet, so it spreads its legs.
Yeah. It's
so
a rude kangaroo.
And then when it spreads its legs, it falls forward.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why they make these inflatables the way they do with the expression on like Santa's face, and he's on the kangaroo's back, and given the leg situation and whatnot, it's kind of rude.
It can be kind of rude.
And other ones too, not just ours.
I mean, our neighbor used to have one that had a penguin with a fishing pole, but the fishing pole,
the way it was placed,
sometimes the penguin's fishing pole came from its nether regions, and sometimes the pole would sort of like flop over,
and it was kind of rude.
And then, but then there's one house in our subdivision. Now you got to remember, the yard at the front of our house is like, there's a 2-car driveway which takes up 20 feet. So the rest of the yard is 30 feet wide. So we have a 50-foot wide lot, and they have a 26 foot inflatable Santa, which basically takes up the whole 30.
It is huge. Picture the marshmallow guy on Ghostbusters kind of a thing. This thing looms massive. Over the top.
It goes all the way to the peak of their house.
Yeah. They do not let it deflate.
No.
And it's on all the time. It is quite the piece. And it's not just that they have out there. They have other smaller ones around it at its feet too. Plus, this particular house, you may have heard us talk about, they have statues of women, like in kind of like Greek statues, you know.
Yeah, all they have three of them. I think they have three or four of them, and they've put little headbands on them for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay, at least he got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So, but it is quite, wow, look at that.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
No, it's kind of fun, but those are expensive when you start getting those.
Yeah, I
'cause what,
think
you
those
did a
ones.
search.
I did a search, and they ran around anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 to get a 26-footer.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty spectacular. Sherry says she doesn't like inflatables. This is the first time we've ever had one.
Yeah, I know. I've never had one before, but I do find it's a bit of a nuisance. Especially we've been getting a fair bit of snow.
Mhm.
A lot of times in December we don't get any snow, but this year we're getting a lot of snow.
Yeah, so we'll see if we get Kangi up there next year or not, whatever.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see with that. But it is cute. There's two ways about it. So anyways, also at this time of the year, and I'm sure you're very much aware of it, it is Vlogmas time, and everybody and their dog that's a YouTube creator does Vlogmas, except me. I do not do Vlogmas, and I've had people ask me why I don't do Vlogmas. Well, and this is nothing against anybody that does Vlogmas, because they're a lot of work, and so I'm basically lazy, and that's why I don't do it. Because the concept of Vlogmas is basically a content creator creates one short video every day up to Christmas Day about something. Now, a lot of people who do Vlogmases are doing them as box unopenings for different Advent calendar boxes, like the Missouri Star Quilt or whatever other ones are out there. So each day you get them opening a box. And that's fine and dandy. But it takes some time. I already produce 4 videos a week. Sometimes 5 if you start so my Vlogmas is basically opening up the Missouri Star Quilt box, but doing it in 5-day chunks. Now, for some content creators, though, there is an advantage to doing Vlogmas and putting in the time, beyond the fact that if they enjoy doing it. I mean, some just do it for the pure joy of it. They like doing it, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But it does sometimes increase their audience, their viewership, and their audiences, which in turn, if they're monetized, can increase revenue too. And again, there is nothing wrong with that. It brings new people in. I have gained a substantial number of new subscribers because they happen to find our unboxing of the Missouri Star Quilt box, and that's okay with that. So I don't have anything against that. However, I find some Vlogmases over time get a little boring, and they get boring because it's the same thing. Oh, another box on opening. Now, if you have that same box or you're interested in it, then you might not find it boring. But how many different versions of opening a Missouri Star Quilt box does one need to watch? I like to think that ours are a little different because we tend to be
We're two grumpy old men.
opening the box. Yeah, kind of a thing. We don't gush. We're not gushers. The only gushing we do is if we cut our wrists, kind of a thing. So that. Now, some do prizes as well. I sometimes wish I could do prizes and open up the box and go, okay, today's prize is going to be this thing we opened up in the Missouri Star Quilt, because I don't want the damn thing. But you know why I don't do
shipping's just going to be
shipping's right now is just not made of money. Can't do that. So we don't with it. But others do, or they have little contests. Russ is having a really fun contest based on the Wheel of Fortune idea. And I know that must have taken him some time to put that together, although I think he did it in Excel, and he's an Excel spreadsheet genius on that. So, yeah, and I think a lot of people are enjoying it. And I think he has a prize at the end of it as well, when the days are all done. So there's something, and people will, come and watch his because he has that. So that's a good thing. But audiences can be leeches at this time of the year. They only watch because they want to try to win a prize. So what they do is they don't watch the whole video to it. They speed search until they get to where the contest is or whatever and do that and move on to the next one. And there's a lot of them out there that do that kind of thing as well. And that's not really what the spirit of the whole thing is about for doing it, at least from a content creator's point of view.
Somebody's asking what Russ's site is.
Quilt Meets World. It's, if you look for Russ's name, like scroll up further in the chat, you'll see it there. So it's Quilt Meets World, and just do a
That's
search.
one word, right?
Yeah, and actually you'll find it in the, after this goes up or on any of my other videos, you'll find it under my friend's YouTube channels. His is there as well. So there's a link for it. You can just click on it from there to get to him. What else did I want to say about this? Okay, now I have a pet peeve about this with the box unopenings, especially the Missouri Star Quilt one, since that's what I'm doing. There are some content creators that open the whole box up in one fell swoop and tell you exactly what's in it before they're supposed to do that. I mean, there isn't a law that says you can't do that, but I think that's unfair. I think it's unfair to other creators, for one thing, and I think it's very unfair to viewers, to subscribers, because many subscribers, quite seriously, this is the only gift they're going to get this Christmas. They're, you know, quilters tend to be, as a demographic, tend to be older people. And many of those people are living on their own. Their spouse, if they had one, may have passed on. Their children have grown up, moved away, may not be in their area. They may not even be seeing them at Christmas time, or their grandchildren and that kind of thing. They may not get any
Mind you, they
present.
don't have to watch those videos.
No, I was coming to that.
Okay.
But it's kind of, it can be a lonely time. And some of these people purposely buy these boxes as a little gift to themselves during, the holiday season. And I get that. So, as Walter said, they don't have to watch those videos, okay? So, and some of those content creators will put up, okay, I'm going to be opening the whole box right now. Spoiler alert. But there are some that have an attitude that open it all up, and it's a competitive attitude. What they think they're doing is they're going to get a jump on all the other creators that are going to do it as well. So they're going to pull in a new members to their subscribers group, and they're going to make more advertising dollars too. It can be dog eat dog at this time of the year amongst creators too. And if we go beyond the opening of the boxes, there are some creators who are trying to outdo other content creators by what they're having for Vlogmas. There's one that I don't watch anymore because it's over the top. And he goes by the name of Christopher Allen. And you've heard me talk about him. I haven't talked about him in quite a while because I don't really subscribe to him anymore. I just found him to be completely obnoxious. And he's... yeah, you'd have to watch him. Look him up. Christopher Allen. There's a couple of Christopher Allens, but find the one that's doing Vlogmas right now and stuff like that. And you'll understand what I mean about it. But he's... I don't know how to describe it without saying, really negative things about him. But you make up your own mind about it. But it does. It creates a sense of competition. And it's not always friendly, It's one thing when, like, my friends in this world of YouTube that have YouTube channels, I don't have a problem with what they're doing. I think that's great. That I support them wholeheartedly with it. But there's other ones that aren't in my sphere, and I question their motivation. Let's put it that way. So, as I said, I don't do Vlogmas for the simple reason I do 4 videos a week. I don't have time. I really don't have time. And it's not as important to me to make the time to do it. Something that people don't realize, that for every video that goes out there by a creator, there is planning, thought, preparation. You don't just sit down, even this that we're sitting at right now, doing it as a live. We just don't sit down and just start to spew forth. You may think we do, but we don't. What are you doing? Well, you may just spew forth because you don't know what I'm going to be talking about on here.
No, I don't.
Well, do you ask?
No.
Well, there you go.
Who cares?
I have decided to give a gift for Vlogmas this year. It's Walter.
Ah.
I'll pay the shipping. I'll trust them up like a Christmas turkey and send them in a Missouri Star box. And you can open them up one leg at a time or arm. Like, yeah, go for it. But no, that's why I don't do Vlogmas at all. Nothing against it. I watch Vlogmases, other people's stuff. And I'm always fascinated by, where did you find the time to do this? Now, they're not all good. Some of them are shit that are out there. That they're just, okay, you know why they're doing it. And they shouldn't have bothered to put as little effort as they did into it because it's a waste of time. But you know those ones, what those ones are. So let's see. What's happening? What's being said? Sherry says, I agree. I must be a grumpy old lady. Well, okay. Well, it happens. Rest of site, we've answered that. Colleen says, I'm enjoying the quilt blocks Adam is including in his Vlogmas. It will be a
Cute project.
Cute project. Oh, okay. A UD project. Yeah, okay. I really admire when people do an actual, like, it's basically a mini tutorial. I don't know how, like Adam, he does so much already. I don't know how he finds the time for that. And those are the kind of Vlogmas that are very useful. Yes, you know, you're learning something, possibly learning something new in the whole bit. I just don't know how he has the energy or the time to do that.
Adam sews.
Yeah, Adam sews. So check those out if you haven't been with that. And Dana says, have you been watching John and Matt at Artie's Quilt this month? The 12 Days of Quiltmas. Tonight, John and Matt are doing a personal quilt show detailing John's education design. I have not, Dana, but I really admire them for doing this for 12 days in a row. And the reason is because it's too late for me for watching that, like going on in a live and everything. I admire what they're doing, and I am sure they're really great, but I can't commit, okay, to that with my time. And that's simply why, you know how I feel about John and Matt of Art East Quilt. I support them wholeheartedly. I love what they do and everything they do and everything. But I just, I haven't been watching it at all. Maybe I'll catch it tonight. I think tonight they're coming on around 7 our time Eastern. I'm not sure. To look. I've been getting notifications of them every day from it because, of course, I belong to their community group and everything, as so many people do. Okay, so I don't know, anything else that went on this week? Next week, my vlog as usual. Idiot Quilter. So Chatty is going to be an unbagging. That sounds kind of rude, but it will be. Of the Santa Sack from Kawartha Quilting. And then we're back to us.
Yeah.
To the live, too. So, yep, things go by fast. Sewing on Wednesdays, always. And pencil in the 20th if you're available. That's a Saturday for the next pop-up sew day. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for your input. Thank you to those of you that have written comments about your feelings about the Missouri Star quilt box. And as I said, if you don't agree with us, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. It's personal taste. Your taste is different from ours. And that's okay. Get different perspectives on it. All right. So that's it. We're going to go. Have a good week.
Yeah.